Hello everyone, Teresa Van Leisha here. Hope everyone is well. Do you like my t-shirt? Make St. Teresa Governor General. It's a new one. And my cap, I've got some made up. Fire the Liar. And on the back of this t-shirt I've got Fire the Liar. I've got another cap made up. And the reason, I'll tell you in a minute. And this t-shirt I got made up. Fire the Liar. And Team Australia One Nation. People's Party. That was from Public Posts. And the reason why I got them, I'll show you my new banner. Make St. Teresa Governor General. Very good banner there. The reason why I got these t-shirts made up is because I was going to an event in Perth on the 21st of July, which I booked a ticket and paid for a ticket. It's a leadership breakfast. It was a leadership event called Leadership Matters in Perth at the Perth Ballroom, because Pauline Hanson is going to be speaking there, Senator Pauline Hanson, and I wanted to give her this. I bought this shirt, I got this shirt for her to give to Pauline Hanson, and to give her a cap, Fire the Liar cap, and to talk to her about my Governor General campaign. Now, something has come up just yesterday. I got an email. I'm very distressed about it, and I want to tell the public, and I'm encouraging Pauline Hanson not to go to this 7 West event in Perth at the ballroom, to not go to the event, because they're criminals, what they've done to me. Now, I booked a ticket early. It's on the 21st of July, and I'm asking West Australians to meet me in Victoria Park at a location that I'll put in the description of the video. Then go to a cafe, and I'm asking Pauline Hanson not to go to this event, and I'm going to read the email out to you shortly. For Pauline Hanson not to go to the 7 West event in Perth on the 21st of July, but to meet me in Victoria Park where the people are. And for people in Western Australia to come into Victoria Park in the morning I'm going to be there from 7:30 in the morning for breakfast, and then I'll be there morning tea and lunch. So all morning up to lunchtime I'm going to be in the Vic Park area. Now there's a lot of beautiful cafes and restaurants, and the main road there adjacent to the highway, a back road there, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful area. I bought my first house in Victoria Park many years ago, 25 years ago, and lots of lovely, beautiful cafes and restaurants, and many, many small businesses. So what I like to do is invite Pauline Hanson to meet me Monday the 21st of July in the morning to have breakfast or morning tea or lunch, and to speak with the people with me and to be with the people, because that's what good leaders do. They be with the people, and we can talk to the small business people all along that cafe strip and a restaurant strip. It's just a wonderful place, and people can come from Western Australia into Victoria Park, and not to go to this corrupt 7 West event. And I'll read out the email they sent to me. It's so disgusting and criminal that I'm strongly encouraging Pauline Hanson in the strongest possible terms not to participate in this event, and rather to come into Vic Park to be with me and the people, because good leaders are with the people at the ground level all the time. They don't need to mix with the rich and famous and all these celebrities. It's just a waste of time. And she really needs to meet with me to talk about my public Governor General campaign, which she should have talked about, which she should have met with me years ago or even months ago. She should have met with me years ago and months ago to talk about this very, very important public campaign. I'm the only Australian that has a public campaign to become the Governor General. And the censorship that I'm experiencing by the media and the about my public campaign is just criminal. And my brilliant 556-page book as well, which has been sent to Pauline Hanson and many other politicians. So it's better to meet with me and now to stay in the country. So going away is not wise. Also, giving millions, $5 to $6 million to a politician is not wise. It doesn't matter what politician. Now, I support this campaign, but I would never give money to politicians. Okay, it's not a wise thing to do. You must be with the people. If you're going to be a good leader, you have to be with the people. I'm constantly with the people all the time. The past 10 years, I help the homeless. I help Australians across the whole country with all sorts of problems, normally to do with the government. And now this email they've sent, they've cancelled my ticket. And it's totally criminal and threatening and disgusting what they've done. I'm going to read it out to you. I'll read it out to you. It's from 7 West Events. So it's organised by 7 West. It's the organisation's West Australian Newspapers Group. Now I've got media coverage from them in the past. Plenty of media coverage from Channel 7 and the Australian newspaper and news.com. And I'm going to put a video at the end of this video to show you at a public event where Channel 7 and newspaper, the West Australian newspaper, invited me to a public event to speak as a candidate in the past. So, you know, I was also a One Nation candidate. There's no excuses for them to do this to me. I was a One Nation candidate in 2006 in the state election, and I was on the West Australian leadership team for One Nation back then. And also, that's, you know, 20 years ago. But I got a letter from Pauline Hanson back then, 20 years ago. I wrote to her at the time when I was on the leadership team of Western Australia. And at that time, she'd quit. She was quitting. And I wrote to her and I said, look, don't quit. Let's work together and, you know, rebuild your party and, you know, win lots of seats. But she wrote back to me a letter, which I should have somewhere. I've got the letter somewhere. She wrote back to me and said that she was quitting and it was too hard and that she hoped that I had success. She hoped that I have success where she failed. That was the point back then, 20 years ago, where she quit. But then obviously she had a comeback, and a big comeback, and then she's been in that political position for that time. So anyway, this is what the email is. Totally disgusting. It was yesterday, the Monday, the 13th of July, 2026, 10:55 a.m. And I've got a district court action as well against the state of West Australia. I've got a district court action in the District Court of Western Australia, which was successfully filed yesterday, the 13th of July, which is the same day that I get this email. But I'm suing the state of Western Australia for $750,000, which is the maximum jurisdiction of the District Court. Also, there's 4 remedy and relief points in it. It's the money for the criminality, violence and harm that they've done to me. Now, bear in mind, I want you all to know that I have got excellent morals. Okay, I have got excellent morals. As a born-again Christian since July 1998, and as a teacher, a qualified and experienced teacher for 30 years, and I have a Master of Education, I have excellent morals. And what these monsters in West Australia did, these government people, and the government people in South Australia and the Commonwealth people, they did so much harm to me, and they so much violence and harm, and they also trashed my excellent name as well. Now, they are the criminals, not me, okay? So my case is based on the fact I've got excellent morals and all the harm that they've done to me, including being thrown in prison for refusing to give them money. Also publicly calling myself the Governor-General under God Almighty. I was thrown in prison for that by the Commonwealth in 2021. That was 7.5 months without trial for free speech, which is horrific. I'm suing them, but there's 3 other points. And one of the points is that they're killing my brother David Van Leeshout with drugs, with pharmaceutical drugs. They kill a lot of Australians, politicians do, with pharmaceutical drugs, including COVID injections, euthanasia injections, and psychiatric drugs. They kill a lot of Australians with psychiatric drugs. So the politicians are killing people, the psychiatrists are killing Australians, and also the police also have been killing Australians with this practice. And I've been trying to get them to arrest the psychiatrists. Anyway, I get this email, so I'm suing the state for that. And I'm going to add this email now to my lawsuit against the state of Western Australia in the District Court for $750,000. I would go to the Supreme Court for $3 million, but the thing is the Supreme Court has a lot of corrupt judges, and the District Court has much better judges. That's why I'm starting with them. But I'm hoping to sue the state of South Australia as well, and also the Commonwealth too in time. So let's get to the email. Okay, this is what they wrote. No names in the email. Dear Teresa, subject, leadership matters with Senator Pauline Hanson. Dear Teresa, at the request of the WA Police, unfortunately you will not be permitted entry to the Leadership Matters breakfast with Senator Pauline Hanson on Tuesday the 21st of July. Seven West Events has cancelled your ticket and provided you with a full refund. $185, which I detest having to pay that to go to an event where politicians will be. 7 West Events is unable to provide any further information on reasoning for this cancellation. We apologise for any inconvenience this has caused. Kind regards, 7 West Events. And as I said, West Australian Newspapers Group. Now I'm going to add this to my lawsuit, this email, against the WA government, and also the 7 West I'll talk about to the judge about what they did. Now the concerning thing about this email is there's no names in it, okay? It's not good enough for them to say the WA Police. They have to say who, I emailed them back, who specifically in the WA Police has done this, because that person should be jailed. that person in the WA police, if it's Cole Blanche, which he's named in my lawsuit, and Roger Cook's named in my lawsuit, all these scumbag politicians are named in my lawsuit. And it's the top police at the top always using the police for violence, and they kill, rape and steal in Australia for 2 centuries. And it's always the ones at the top. They're very, very dangerous people. So this could be a lie. They could be lying. 7 West could be lying. It could not be anything to do with the WA police. And they could just be, they're just criminals doing this too, you know, as well as the police, the criminality and the violence they've done to me. So it's no names, no name from the 7 West person, no policeman name. So I've emailed them back and I've said to them, I'm making this public now in videos, change your dumb decision and apologise. I'm going to publicly tell Pauline Hanson not to attend your event and to instead have breakfast with me in a restaurant or cafe. You can put that on the news. I'll blame the WA Hitlers, all of you, for capitulating to WA political government murderers and thieves. I want the names of the Nazi government criminals who did this for my WA District Court action. I also said to them, who told the WA police I was attending? So you are evil criminals as well as the WA police. Who exactly in the police did this? I want the name. Who is it? I'm already suing the state of Western Australia in the District Court for $750,000 damages. I'm adding this to my case. You're all stupid criminals doing this. You and the WA police, evil, criminal, Nazi, murdering, stealing Hitlers. Obviously I was very angry and upset. How disgusting, evil and criminal. What is the name of the criminal, murdering, stealing Nazi Hitler who did this? And what murdering, stealing, criminal, Nazi WA politicians did this? I want their names for my court action against them. They deserve to be jailed for it, and hundreds of other reasons. So obviously I was very angry about what they did, because they've got no reason to do what they've done after they've done all this massive harm to me, including assault, torture, attempted murder, wrongful imprisonment, stealing from me, you know, just threats and harassment and abuse, and goes on, and then they go and do this. They go and side with the Nazis. So I don't know the truth about what they did when I don't get their names. They don't get to say this. They just, I don't want Pauline Hanson to go to this event. I'm publicly asking her not to go to this event, the 7 West event at the ballroom in Burswood, at the grand ballroom in Burswood, you know, just hanging out with the rich criminals and the government criminals and the media criminals. You know, come to Vic Park instead. Be with the people. If you be with the people, you're genuine, because now she has to prove herself to me. She has to prove herself to me. All these politicians do. Because I don't think it's acceptable for anybody to censor me like this and treat me this way. It's sabotage. And they should be criminally charged for sabotage under the Commonwealth law. When they hurt me, they hurt you. When they hurt me, these government people or media people, when they hurt me, they hurt 27 million Australians. That's a fact. And when they sabotage my work, become Governor General, they are also sabotaging the work of Pauline Hanson as well in One Nation. They really are.
40 years, politicians of all sides have failed to get up.
Good question. I believe I've got the support of almost every Australian voter on this issue. Australia is the only nation in the Western world without a Bill of Rights for its citizens. I also think we need citizens-initiated referendum provisions in the Constitution as well. The politicians in Australia are corrupt and destructive. There really are no rights for the Australian people, Australian-born people. If you look at all the homelessness, the amount of incarceration of Aboriginal people, politicians in our nation are killing people with psychiatry, jailing the poorest of Australians for nothing or minor reasons, and destroying the rights of parents, destroying the rights of teachers, destroying property rights. This has been going on for 100 years. So the question I have to the voters of our nation is, do you want more rights for yourself? And I would think 99% of voters in our nation would say yes, yes. It's not good enough that you only get to vote every 3 years. You should be able to exercise your property rights, your rights as parents, your rights as teachers, the rights of the homeless people, the rights of the Aboriginal people in jail for nothing. Look at that young lady that was jailed in Kalgoorlie for 18 months. A young Aboriginal woman
for nothing, without a court hearing. And the politicians in our nation's Liberal Labor politicians for 100 years have been using the judiciary to destroy your rights. There are no rights for you. You don't even have the right to a lawyer. There are no rights provisions under our Constitution for you. They are using the Magistrates' Court across our nation to jail the poorest of Australians, and they're using that court like a bank to raise revenue. That's it. I seek the abolition of that court, the Magistrates' Court in this nation, and the replacement of that court with a human rights court. Featured in with a Bill of Rights, it can easily be done under a Section 128 referendum, constitutional change, as well as a Section 128 referendum for citizens-initiated referenda, so you can have more of a voice, not just your vote, but your rights, your voice.
Shane, do you want to follow up question? That's fine. Thank you.
Okay. I've got a YouTube. Sorry, I've just had, sorry. I've got a YouTube channel, and I've got a copy of what I've said today and a slip. I speak publicly about everything. I do an enormous amount of research on all sorts of issues, and I talk about everything on my YouTube channel, and I will not toe any